Henrique, wake up. What are you doing sleeping in the wardrobe?
Oh, Laura, I just wanted to sleep in my swag room. You know, remember the good old days when we go to events and we go dressed in swag, we'd be given swag, I'd bring swag home as gifts. I just miss it.
Okay, well, can you hurry up, please? We've got Tom joining us for breakfast. I'm going to get us a drink. Can you intro Tom?
Tom Castley, one of the leading sales leaders in the UK, currently VP of Sales at Outreach, a leading sales engagement tool. And prior to that, he was running a $50 million business at Apptio. He also introduced Xactly into EMEA. Plus, he spent 7 years at Oracle in a number of sales leadership positions.
Good morning, both of you. Looking very bright and breezy this morning.
You too. I'm loving the wallpaper and loving that we're all wearing the swag.
That's right, yeah. Dressed by our companies.
So first of all, what silver linings has COVID-19 revealed in the employee to manager relationships, do you think?
Well, number one, I love that we're brave enough to kind of be looking towards the light at the end of the tunnel at this stage, because I am somebody who can find a silver lining in even the darkest of clouds. So what do I think? I think four things for me. So number one would be, I fundamentally believe that for many companies, we've broken the back of trust. So important in the workplace, because there were tons of companies previously who wouldn't let anybody work from home because they didn't trust them, or they didn't believe that they would be productive or that they would deliver value. The second thing for me is productivity. I've had a conversation with a few companies, well, one in particular that springs to mind a couple of weeks ago, and they've just cancelled the lease agreements on hundreds of company cars. The potential for productivity, just because I don't have to travel between meetings, is massive. I love the whole remote onboarding piece and how organizations have really pivoted with regards to that. And again, how we've kind of proven that it's possible to remotely onboard people, which kind of leads into my other huge one, I think, for the economy is, so we've had a real London bias. And I'm really encouraged by this remote working, the trust, the productivity, and the onboarding things that we fixed, that I think we could see an explosion of talent being attracted and onboarded outside of London, which can only be a good thing.
Second question, how has the shift to 100% digital selling that we've been experiencing in the last 2 months changed your perspective and your approach to coaching?
So my colleague at Outreach, Mark, he talks about 3 areas at the moment. He talks about survival, overcoming, and capitalization, or capitalize. And so what he's talking about in that is, in the first couple of weeks, we were in survival mode. We were just trying to come to terms with what happened so quickly to us. And there was a lot of trial and error that was going on. But in this overcome phase, organizations are now starting to work out, right, what do I need to do to make sure we come out of this in an accelerated way? And there is that great Harvard Business Review article that was written, I think, in 2011 that talks about the organizations that came out of recession and hardship really well from like the mid-80s, using all of the different examples through the various economic challenges we've been through. And so from a tooling standpoint and from a kind of a cultural design and from a coaching standpoint, organizations are very quickly buying into new capabilities that support that. A good example would be our friends Tom and Shelley over at Jiminy, for example. Remote coaching, call recording. You've got to be using that stuff now. You're not sat side by side somebody. You need to be able to listen in and to coach remotely on those calls.
Right. So third question, Tom. We
Yeah.
want to really look at how COVID-19 has shone a spotlight on the sales profession.
Well, these questions are pretty challenging, and it's getting hot in here. I know we said we'd wear all of this, our company swag, because there's no need to be truly fashionable at the moment. So let me just strip off to my Xactly top here, which is, they always say, don't they, with an American company, you don't join a company, you join a wardrobe. The top salespeople were already doing this. This isn't anything new. What I've seen with COVID coming about and what we've gone through is actually prospects and customers out there have raised their bar of tolerance. That's meant if you're not doing this, if you're not being authentic, if you're not truly listening, if your EQ isn't in tune and you're not reading the situation, you're not just going to get an objection. You're going to get an unsubscribe and a rejection. And what I'm really encouraged by, though, is actually the reaction that's come across the board in sales is that we've all upped our games. And my hope is that coming out the back of this, the profession of sales really starts to get a great name going forwards because of the value that we're providing.
Tom, last question. Now, there's great talent in the market at the moment for obvious reasons. And the fact that Outreach and yourself, you're still hiring, is quite impressive. How has your approach to hiring evolved? And also considering something I heard the other day from Sam Altman from Y Combinator saying that in the times of boom, capital is very cheap, but everything else is very expensive. And at the moment, capital is very expensive, but things like talent, marketing, other resources are actually a lot cheaper. So tell me a little bit about how your approach to hiring has evolved in these times.
Yeah, great question. I'm still getting hot with all of this swag on me.
Me too.
Another layer, yeah.
Do it. Hope we don't have too many more questions.
No. If we do, this is going in a different direction. Yeah.
You don't want X-rated LinkedIn content.
Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah. So approach to hiring. What a great question. So look, there's been some great innovation with regards to this. I'm really proud of what Max and Scott did from Sales Hacker with regards to the Outreach Get Hired initiative. We recognized within kind of our customer base, unfortunately, there's lots of people being laid off, but there are actually lots of companies who are still hiring. And so we put together that job board to allow people to find new opportunities. And in actual fact, there's a ton here in the UK and Europe as well. So you just Google Outreach Get Hired. The other thing that I'm also seeing is obviously it's just a huge number of candidates. And to give you an example, we've taken on 6 people, as you said, we're hiring in the last couple of weeks. 4 SDRs joined this week, and we had well over 100 applicants for those roles. And to help us through that, we actually use Venatrix. So Elaine over at Venatrix. You know, one of the new questions that I'm asking, and I think other people are asking, or if not should ask, is what have you been doing during COVID to improve yourself? And let's not forget, there's a ton of free stuff out there. You had Paul Fifield from Sales Impact Academy on the other week. All of that's free of charge, all of their training and accreditation. You've got Andy Bounds is doing his stuff free of actually at half price at the moment. You have just a plethora of LinkedIn. All of their courses are free of charge. I think I saw some project management stuff the other day is free of charge. It's not good enough. Whether you're employed at the moment or not, if you're going for interviews in the next 9 or 10 months, I expect employers to ask you, what did you do to take advantage of all of that free personal development to help improve yourself? Because going for a run, exercising, taking the dogs or what have you, isn't going to cut it.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, Tom, for joining us in bed, in your beautiful beds it is. I mean, it is still getting a bit hot in here, shall we?
I know. That's
No,
okay.
nothing off. No, it's been brilliant, and some incredible insights there that I know everyone will hugely value. So thanks for taking the time, and hopefully we'll get to see you in person soon.